Hello, I'm Mark Hammett, minister of the Weber Road Church of Christ in Corpus Christi, Texas. If you've never been to Corpus Christi, I hope that you'll come here at some point on vacation, or you'll be traveling through here to some other place even. Maybe Mexico is probably the best place you would go through Corpus Christi to arrive to, or maybe South Padre Island. But if you're ever in Corpus Christi on a Sunday or a Wednesday, we'd love to have you come visit with us at the Weber Road Church of Christ. We have a great church family, and we'd love to be able to meet you. And if you live in our area, if you live in our community within driving distance, then we would encourage you to come visit with us in our worship assemblies or in our Bible classes. Of course, you can also view those things on our Facebook page or YouTube channel, both our Bible classes and our worship assembly on Sunday. And we hope that you'll join us. But thank you for coming and being here today for this devotional and daily Bible reading. Please turn to Mark chapter 9. Mark chapter 9 is where we will read from in just a few moments. There's a story about in the spring of 1883. There were two medical students who had just graduated from the University of Michigan. And Ben was the short and stocky graduate, and he attempted to entice Will, his tall and thin friend, to go with him to New York. "We'll make a great team," he said. "There are a lot of wealthy people back east. We'll be rich in no time. What do you say?" "You're probably right," Ben said, or Will responded. "Well, then come east with me. We'll travel to Europe. We'll hobnob with all the greats of the world. We'll meet beautiful, rich young women. And with our talent, we can't miss out on life." Well, Will was silent for a moment and then said, "It's tempting, Ben, but it's just not what I want. First of all, I want to be a great surgeon, the best that I have the ability to be." "And you will be," the other interrupted. "What's wrong with getting rich in the process?" "Nothing, I suppose, but what about these people here? They need good doctors too, even if they can't always pay. No, I think I should go back to my home state and give them all the help that I can." Well, weeks later, they parted. Ben went to New York with his dream of getting rich, treating the wealthy and powerful in the city. And Will headed to Minnesota, where he'd be a horse and buggy surgeon, helping his father, who was a general practitioner. And the two of them ministered. They served the sick in small towns and farms all around their hometown. In the years that followed, nothing much was heard of Ben. But as for Will, he and his younger brother Charles developed what we now know as the Mayo Clinic. Eventually, Will Mayo did treat the wealthy and powerful from the East. But he didn't have to go to New York. They came to Rochester, Minnesota. Remember Jesus when he said to give a cup of cold water? Well, listen to what he said, actually. In Mark chapter 9, starting in verse 33. Mark chapter 9, starting in verse 33. "And they came to Capernaum, and when he was in the house, he asked them, 'What were you discussing on the way?' But they kept silent, for on the way they had argued with one another about who was the greatest." These are his disciples, remember? "And he sat down and called the 12 and said to them, 'If anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all.' And he took a child and put him in the midst of them, and taking him in his arms, he said to them, 'Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. And whoever receives me receives not me, but him who sent me.' And John said to him, 'Teacher, we saw someone casting out demons in your name, and we tried to stop him because he was not following us.' But Jesus said, 'Do not stop him, for no one who does a mighty work in my name will be able soon afterwards to speak evil of me. For the one who is not against us is for us. For truly I say, whoever gives you a cup of water to drink because you belong to Christ will by no means lose his reward." Again, a great passage that we can learn from and a great encouragement to us. We need to be concerned about our life, of whether or not we're serving God in whatever capacity that we can. You may be a full-time minister of the gospel. You may be a housewife. You may be a businessman. You may be an assembly line worker. You may be a construction worker. You may be a student. Whatever your position is in life, however young or old you are, remember that you can serve Christ by being a Christian every day. That's the encouragement I have for you today, and I hope that you will heed these words, and may the Lord bless you richly as you seek to follow His will every day.